as we welcome you in to Court 1 action of the AMNA Championships. We have an open game ready for you, and we're getting things underway as we're just waiting for the clock to tick down to 15 minutes. And they've started already, and we're going to start things off with Liam Focadilla at centre for New South Wales. Michael Van Dorsen, Dave Huey, one of the New South Wales committee and selectors, is joining me in this one. Dave, a very good afternoon to you.
Thank you. Good afternoon to you as well.
It's been an absolute ripping week so far for everyone. You've been just saying to me off air, it's been a long week for yourself.
And I think, watching a lot of netball across the different grades. But this game should be one of the highlights. Two of the top sides going at it midway through the week, testing each other out.
And it's obviously the first of two games as well for the Opens today, because we obviously have some a little bit later on this afternoon as Stahilski's first opportunity goes begging.
Yeah, it's a good part of coaching this level, of being able to manage a squad to get through those double game days. Test your depth, which is important, and the ability to coach to rotate her players and still be effective. So I always saw it as a good part of the challenge.
It is definitely a good challenge. It's a long week, and culminating on Saturday afternoon for everyone as they're working their way through. Ben Clark gets the opening shot there for South Australia. They get it against the run of play. South Australia now trying to work it out. We'll just go through quickly the starting sevens. Ben Clark in Aylin Davis in goals for South Australia. Saxon Hay, Caleb Barnden and Travis Wood in the midcourt, or Ben Ryan and Nate Wood in defence for South Australia. For New South Wales, it's Anton Shaheski, Eugene Lee up front, Joe Miller, Liam Focadilla and Jack Vandervelde in the midcourt, and Dylan Exit and Victor Nikolic in the back line. So very strong lineups for both these squads. Coming into it, South Australia already played 3 games in this competition thus far. Against Vic on day 1, which they were defeated by, but they won the 2 other ones against ACT and Queensland, while New South Wales, just the 2 games thus far, comprehensively beating both WA and ACT, and it's been a pretty handy result, Dave.
Yeah.
Thus far for the Opens men's side.
It's interesting, given that they've had those 2 games up their sleeves, that it's a very uncharacteristic nervous start here.
It has been. It feels like it's been end-to-end sort of stuff.
You expect both teams to settle into more of a rhythm, but a couple of these turnovers are not what I'd expect usually at this level.
Is it one of the stronger sides that they've started with, the strongest starting 7?
Yeah, absolutely. This is just looking across. That would be the 7 I would pick as my starters for New South Wales.
Yep. I know there's times where you work around them and try and give other people opportunities.
Yeah, there'll be some changes, but I guess she's trying to just make a statement at the start. I'm sure South Australia's done the same.
Yeah, for sure, and see what happens. It's 3-1 early days. Stephen Bryce has been instrumental as well throughout the competition.
This is another drop ball from South Australia. As I said, both teams a little nervous here at the start, making mistakes you wouldn't normally see.
They know the feeling, they know what this game sort of involves. As we said, second versus third on the table, and that's only because New South Wales have only played the 2 games. Their percentage of 206 coming into today was huge. And South Australia restart us with a 3-2 lead. Ben Ryan involved in there, working their way through. Obstruction call against Nikolic. Gives the next one out against the 2 shooters for South Australia. Well, they're the Southern Dragons, aren't they?
Yeah.
I believe. I'll just head into my head, so Eugene Lee is working well with Focadilla. Oh, coming out hunting there was Ben Ryan. As Barnden goes for a jog into court 2. Not where he needs to be. Feed from Focadilla over the top. Strahiski gets it to go. So 5 minutes in, it's only 7 goals on the board. As you said, uncharacteristic missed opportunities from both these sides. Early days, Miller, circle edge, having to go back to Van der Velde. Focadilla helping out as well. Strahiski out of the goal circle. Lee, a nice little drop pass. And baseline, Strahiski just holding nicely, although leaving too much iron on that one. Good rebound and put it back in. What are you expecting to see from this clash, Dave?
I would expect a fairly high-scoring game because both have really effective shooting circles and strong centre courts. I give the edge to New South Wales in the centre court.
Yep.
But not by a huge margin, but they've got quite a few Australian players playing in the middle. But both teams have got one tall holding shooter supported by a very quick goal attack, so I expect to see some scoring.
Well, we've seen some scoring early days. South Australia 77-64 against, 77 and 64 goals they've scored against ACT and Queensland. New South Wales with a 73 against WA and then 67 against the ACT, so they're definitely scoring quicker than a point a minute. And this time South Australia get it against the centre pass, so they re-establish a 5-4 lead. Just not giving the first opportunity where it was. Tell you what, Nicholas, just big frame there, stopped the bounce pass going through between. He had his legs and arms going all over the place there, did Nicholas. Couldn't stop that going though.
No. Once they get their feet on the circle, it's really hard to stop.
New South Wales finding the way through. Well done, well read there by Travis Wood. South Australia trying to work their way forward. Clark having to go circle edge. Third opportunity. Nikolic flicks it back. Van der Velde's able to pick that up. The speed at which the play is going and the ball being kept in. Focadilla over the top to Lee. Good feed there from Lee. He's effectively a third feeder.
Yeah, a much better shape to that attack. I think the key for New South Wales here, they need to get some stops in the middle. As I said, the South Australian shooting circles are very effective. New South Wales got speed to burn in the middle with Van der Velde, Miller, Focadilla. So they really need some stops before it gets down there.
For sure.
Yeah, you say that both teams, but they've certainly got the weapons in the middle.
As Davis can't hold on to this one, he's going to throw it back to him. Davis will flick it over the top, find Clark under the post. Finishes that off nicely. 2-goal spread. Again, another break. Seen a lot of breaking early. Players aren't quite just getting the whistle correct where the umpires are letting them through as an obstruction allows Lee to step in and finish that one. That was a long 3 seconds, but they went back to Wood. Worked out with Ryan. Oh, it was contact call. Talk about pace, that was huge. Hay got it on circle's edge, and somehow out the back was Clark. Nikolic just couldn't get there despite a massive jump.
Caught the mapping.
Contact call on Davis. As we're going to hold time and we're going to get the floor wide. Just to the right of the centre circle. Do an exit, just trying to help out. Scuff the ground a little bit. Make sure it's all wiped up. So Nexip will feed into Vanderveld. Lee, back to the transfer line for Nexip. It was a great thought process there from Eugene Lee, and he got it back. Strahiski was able to finish it. Some nice thinking there from Eugene.
Yeah, it's a smart play when the two defenders double team the big shooter to jump in front of it. So either you get the free shot or one of them has to peel off and leaves Anton by himself underneath. So that is a clever play.
As Clark gets it to go despite the contact on his arm there from Nikolic. 2 goals, 9-7. Just have a quick look down at Victoria versus AT&T in the game down below us, and that's 13-8. So a bit quicker scoring in that one, but New South Wales again. Strahicky, can he get it there to go? No, he can't. That's a big rebound there from Nate Wood, but Focadilla was able to turn it over.
Good recovery.
As contact was called on Wood. He'll step up and have both defenders out. No, just goal defence. As the umpire checks that one, it's going to be a New South Wales ball. Focadilla was setting up for the centre pass as Miller feeds it through to Lee. And he gets that to go in a very long 3 seconds. So South Australia using every inch of court on there's an offensive contact call against Brandon. On Vanderveld. Vanderveld getting himself into some good positions and work their way through. Lee across the circle to Miller. He'll get this back. And just as Lee was about to step in and let that one go, time was called. Oh, he got it nicely. We're back even 9-all.
Well, it's amazing how quickly in a 1-point game or a score that you can turn things around. As I said before, about winning a point against the centre pass can be a 3-goal turnaround very quickly.
Strahicky gets that one, 10-9. Strahicky's up to 6 goals, Eugene Lee 4. It's a nice spread between the two. Well, Ben Clark's doing a lot of the work for the Dragons. As Hay goes down. Clark gets left there by Nikolic, tipped down to Nexip. Nexip again works in with Miller. Lee pops it over to Focadilla. Can he find something in the transfers? He can. Nexip, he gets it back. Lee and Strahicky trying to move around in the circle. Good communication from all players in the circle, actually. Oh, great tip defense over there from Wood.
Yeah, good defence.
He's out of position, though, as he ran on. Focadilla did the nice thing and helped Lee, but that was well done there again. Nate Wood's just everywhere with those pink shoes. That's how to play.
That's a shame. That's a coach killer when you get a good turnover in defence and don't make it past halfway.
Yeah, no, you can't be doing that. Focadilla circles edge. Strahicky just by himself this time will step in and make it 11-9. New South Wales consolidate the break. What have you noticed so far in this first quarter of play, Dave?
I'd say on the New South Wales offensive end, they've done a pretty good job of limiting Anton, but they haven't found an answer for Eugene Lee's speed.
Yep.
The way he front cuts around that thing, and in their attack, I'd like to see the shooter not come out so much. I think he worked very well against Victor posting up and let his goal attack do the Eugene Lee role of working around him.
As he's out here, Ben Clark. Tip over the top, Focadilla gets his hand on it again. just the quickness that they're moving, but also settled and trying to work it out. Brandon couldn't get there. Strahicki. There's a nice little chairlift there. A couple of times they've done it, it's put him off. As Ben Ryan gets that great take there by Nate Wood. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. South Australia trying to work their way through. Davis. Great work to Hay. Back here to Clark. Couldn't get it to go, and that's going to be off Nexup. So they've got 14 seconds here. Hay gets it on circle's edge, and there's a contact call. Davis. 13 from 15 for the tournament coming into today, and that's going to be end of the first quarter. That's flown by, Dave.
They'll regret that miss right on the bell. But, yeah, nice comeback from New South Wales. But South Australia is showing enough here that they're not outclassed. I think they might fall a little bit victim to the split I talked about in the middle, because the New South Wales centre court.
Yep.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Victoria app today.
Sally is your local netball administrator. She receives daily messages from her umpires on her phone and Facebook. Mary just messaged, and Craig, Sam and Jane. Struggling with managing umpire rosters like Sally? The Time Umpire software allows you to take control with ease. Check out timeumpire.com.au.
Hi, I'm Paul, General Manager at Strapdoor. Here at Strapdoor, we're committed to providing high-quality sports tapes that keep up with the demands of athletes around Australia without breaking the bank. Every roll of tape we produce meets stringent quality standards, ensuring all athletes can perform at their best with reliable support and peak flexibility. And because we believe in the value of our products, we're offering an exclusive 30% discount offer for sporting clubs. It's the perfect time to experience the difference Strapdoor can make. Follow us on our socials for the latest offers and updates. We're here to support all athletes and clubs' journeys. Join our community and elevate your game.
As we welcome you back to Court 1 in this enthralling encounter for the Men's Open. It's 2v3 on the ladder. It is, well, 3v2 I should say, because it's South Australia technically home and all that sort of stuff. But anyway, they are trailing 9-12 against New South Wales. Michael Van Dorsen, Dave Huey, one of the New South Wales committee members and also selectors, is in commentary with me this afternoon. And he's been very impressed with the speed on which the ball and pace the players are playing with for New South Wales in particular, haven't you, Dave?
Yeah, look, it's always going to be a challenge for South Australia. You've got a player like Guerrero, who's really an accomplished player, but he's up against one of the quickest blokes in the league in Liam Focadilla. And I said, I think if this game's won, I think that's going to be one lost in the middle. I see them fairly even on the two ends.
So Guerrero's the only change for both the sides at the quarter. There's a tip from Clark. It's collected by Nexup, and they're still away, New South Wales. Just what they needed, a little circuit breaker. And it's going to be South Australia's ball at the baseline. Great work there by Miller. Well, I thought it was great, but he went offside.
Yeah.
Did really well.
Game of inches.
Yeah, 100%. As that is not the greatest of balls, but it might work out here for the Dragons. They can figure it out. Great work to find Clark by Davis under the post. Coming into today's game, Ben Clark 36 from 47 at 77%. Aylin Davis 13 from 15 at 87%. Interesting, Matt Fowler's not out there at the moment. He's been shooting at 90% as well for South Australia. 72 from 80 in their few matches that they've played. There's some good work around the circle edge. Oh, great hold there by Nate Wood. Got sold low, went high, and then was able to get up and get that one as well. Must be those pink shoes that he's wearing, mate.
But there's the bit where you can make your coach happy or very sad. You have to convert, and they've not done so.
No. Just messing around with it in the phone booth, and you're not going to get too many opportunities there. No. Vandervelde and Exit just trying to work their way through it. Do an Exit on the transverse line. It's been thrown away by Lee as we hold time. The umpire restarts play. Lee picks up an offensive contact. Fioretto, who, as I said, just onto the court effectively. Oh, as Vandervelde goes flying, and again it's in the back there. Saxon Hay.
Yeah, it's lucky we don't have 5 fouls in netball like they do in basketball, or we'd have no wing defences or goal defences.
No, that's exactly right. So I think Hay just got right in the back there of Vandervelde, not for the first time. So wipe the court and everything's good to go again. Although, I thought we were waiting for a whistle, but there's a lot of movement before the whistle, which I don't understand. Some of these guys are too eager. In such a long week. That is a great ball from Vandervelde to Focadilla. Lee sneaks around the front. Don't know how he was able to do that, but he was able to do it nicely.
Yeah, I think interesting tactic that they're dropping 2 back to double team Strahilski, which really opens that up, that drive for Lee. He's very quick.
It's not even sneaking in the back door, it's sneaking in the front door.
Yeah.
When you're sleeping, it's not great. There's this ball across. Fioretto. Oh, offside call. And so Fioretto needed a springboard to that one. Feed into Clark. Good work. And they get that one to go. New South Wales ball, 14-11. Same margin was what it was. Again, and another contact call on the centre pass. There's good tip there.
Yeah, good defence.
By Ryan, was coming back with the flight of the ball. It's Ben Ryan. Replay. Thought that was going to be the case. Through the hands. It's almost like you need someone to come and help him out to take the opportunity there.
I can tell you, as someone that coached Open many years ago, neither coach will be happy at this point with the amount of turnovers both teams are giving up.
Does it show the pressure on the game?
I think it shows about the quality of the opposition.
Yep.
You know, sometimes you only play as well as they let you.
As you saw a footwork call in that one, it turns it over again. It's going to be Fioretto to start us again for the Dragons. Hay. Good work by Davis. Instruction call on Nikolic, and Davis, I think, only gets like his second shot of the afternoon.
Yeah, I'd like to see him getting into the circle a bit earlier to take some pressure off the shooter. Basically what Lee's doing, that cut in front, making use of himself, which if he doesn't get the shot himself, it frees the shooter up. So I'd like to see Davis do the same thing.
So turnover again. Another couple of tips there for the South Australian defenders. It's going to be an opportunity here for them to reset. Davis. Brocadillo thought he saw an opportunity. Davis really fighting hard to try and get that front position. And that was good work by Clark to see him just trailing a little bit.
That's a good goal.
So they get it against the centre pass. Good lead off there from Wood. The ball comes back. They're working hard again. South Australia trying to find a way through. Hay on circle edge. Davis. Bit of confidence in Davis's ball movement at the moment. That is some great work. Nice little round the corner.
He's adjusted. He was spending too much time out before as an extra feeder. Now he's working really close to the ruck, which he needs to do. If he tries to work out the space next up is the Australian goal defence, he's going to make him pay.
Yep.
He needs to work in that and use his speed down low. And that was a classic example of that.
As Ryan gets some contact against Lee. Yeah, I was going to say the development that you'll get for playing on a bloke like Dylan Exit would be phenomenal, I think, for Davis.
If you'll either work it out and it'll make you better or it'll make you pay.
Yeah, exactly. I reckon he's just brought South Australia back into it. I mean, it's still New South Wales still leading 16-15, but it hasn't been down this end for a while, and Strahiski's going to have to be coming out to try and get it, but Lee's got this on the opposite side.
Well read by the goal defence.
I was going to say, the defenders for South Australia, in Ben Ryan in goal defence and Nate Wood in goal keep, have been getting some phenomenal touches at the moment.
Well, that was really nice groundwork. It was really low, got around him without contact.
So Travis Wood, well, that's not the greatest of passes, but Giorgetto was able to make it look half decent. Lee was able to intercept that one. Now they're going to have to work extra hard, the defenders. Strahiski, they're timing their legs reasonably well too. Like even that was on the right time. But still, 2 goals to spread. Strahiski takes some leave and Bryce comes into the game at goal shooter.
Nice feed.
Clark finishes that one off. So what's the different circle look like now with Bryce sitting there at goal shooter as opposed to Strahiski?
He won't come out as much. He's more static, post up, bring the ball to me.
Yep.
Where Strahiski will come out on the 45s and look to open up the circle for Lee.
Bryce, 49 from 54 throughout the tournament thus far, 91%. He gets his first attempt today. There's a contact call. Just on circle's edge. Oh, good tip there from Nikolic, and Vanderbilt with a big stretch as well. The defence at both ends working really well. I feel like there's a lot of whistle going on at the moment too. Brocadillo and Lee swap passes. Wood called for contact. Good hold by Ryan, but Bryce was good enough to get it over the top. Brocadillo and Miller this time to start. It's back to a 3-goal margin as it was at the quarter-time break. Offensive, no, it went to Lee, not to Bryce. Is that right? That was the way that was ruled?
Sorry?
The contact call there was, wrong player was out?
Yeah. So, that's the thing with Bryce. He's a big unit, takes up space in the middle, and he's got strong hands. And even when they double team him, then they still got to him clean. But then managed to say the wrong play was out of play. But
we look like we've just seen an umpire change on court 2. One of the umpires has pulled a muscle by the look of it. Just hobbling to the bench, and she gets a touch as she comes to the bench. So hope everything's okay there. And as Clark gets this one to go, as we're back on court 1. Just that caught my eye just off to the left-hand side as we're in the bird's nest up here on court, well, for vision on court 1. Lee comes out to accept that gleefully. Flick over the top, Bryce. Thank you very much. Won't miss at that spot.
Yeah, SA really need to consolidate this one. It's not a big lead, but in a game like this, you don't want to give up. Get it out 5 or 6 this early. You need to settle with this one.
So, Hay, he saw an opening there for Clark, and Clark just got the benefit of that one. Niklic did get hands to it. I feel like Clark's having to do a lot more of the work.
Yeah, that wasn't quite into space properly. That pass should have been a little longer, but...
Vanderveld next to Focadilla, across to Miller. Miller again, Focadilla on circle edge. Contact call there on Wood. That's Travis Wood. The defenders for South Australia are very busy off the ball, aren't they?
Yeah. Ryan got a bit caught out of position then, got caught well behind, but that's about the first time he's been pretty good.
Giaretto, Davis now. An offensive against Giaretto. Focadilla, Miller, now Lee, circle edge. Oh, the leap there from Wood was big, but without
they're using that height advantage.
So Miller again. Lee just straight down Highway 1. Tell you what, the leaping though. Just straight down Highway 1 for Lee to Bryce. Quickest way home. 6 goals the margin now. Davis. We're ticking to the last 90 seconds of the half. Good work by Clark there to get through the wall that Nexup and Niklic had set up. New South Wales having to go back to work this one out. Vanderveld. Lee. Vanderveld again. Just out of reach there of Travis Wood.
That's good defence.
I think it's going to be New South Wales ball in the end, though. Game just that little bit too high for South Australia. Bryce will step in and finish that off. Restore the 6-goal advantage that they now have. Giaretto starts us again. 30 seconds to play. It's amazing how long 30 seconds is when you got the ball. And it's been thrown away. No, contact call just at the last second before they did throw it away.
The trick is here to be a bit patient, but you do have to have your skates on because you haven't got much time.
Contact call.
Don't rush it, but get it in there.
Yep. And this will be probably the last shot of, or the last action of the half. And he doesn't get it to go. There does Aylin Davis. Had a pretty good quarter, that one for Davis, but it's 19-25 at half time, and New South Wales, their class just starting to come to the fore.
I think those couple of issues, one of not converting your turnovers, you can't do that against a team like New South Wales. And I'm not sure whether the Dragons have got a taller keeper on the bench, but
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and try.
Sally is your local netball administrator. She receives daily messages from her umpires on her phone and Facebook. Mary just messaged, and Craig, Sam and Jane. Struggling with managing umpire rosters like Sally? The Time Umpire software allows you to take control.au.
Welcome to TLC Health Clubs. With gym equipment of the highest quality, exhilarating workouts and world-class coaching, we'll help you reach your fitness goals. There's also a pool and sauna for whenever you want to dive in or sweat it out. Join today and live your best life with TLC.
As we welcome you back to Court 1, it is New South Wales and South Australia in this open men's game, and we are seeing a very good showing by the New South Wales Blues. Michael Van Dorsa, Dave Huey in commentary. Dave will be very happy with it. New South Wales committee member and selector, very happy with how the game's going thus far. I know you spoke about a shootout earlier on.
Yeah, my brave prediction is of a high-scoring game hasn't come to fruition, but I guess that's a testament to the defence ends of both teams. But they've managed to stop anybody getting a real run on. But just towards the end of that quarter, New South Wales got that bit of a break, but the score sort of belies how tight it was, particularly for the first probably 2/3 of that period. So South Australia have shown they've got the capacity. We'll see what they can do.
As Lee misses that, Bryce with the rebound though. We get it to go. 27-20, early days, third quarter. And it doesn't look like there's any changes at all for either side. So
no,
both these squads still putting pedal to the metal in a lot of ways, but just not really on the score sheet at this point. As Clark gets Nikolic in the air and gets the advantage of the obstruction, and we'll get it back. And get it back to 6. Good South Australia contingent to the left of screen in the crowd. New South Wales contingent to the behind the box or behind the players on the right of your screen.
That's a bit more what you're used to in New South Wales, that clever shape of working the ball around the wall rather than trying to get over it or through it.
Davis didn't like the opportunity in the first one. Decided to go to Clark that time.
Yeah, nice dump off.
Couldn't quite get the right set there, I don't think, Alan Davis, for what he was hoping for. So Vanderveld next to it. Well, how about that with quick hands? It's been intercepted there by Ryan. Nate Wood. So called for maybe a possible change in the defensive circle for South Australia. They're sticking fat at the moment. Do you reckon it's giving Wood and Ryan a bit of an opportunity to try and work their way through this change with Steve Bryson into the goal shooter?
I'd be surprised if they don't do some double team or even switch in the goal defence a little bit taller. But he's going to have to really be on his toes if he's going one-on-one with Bryce. I've
turned it off. Flick on the side there, I think, is what we need to do. Is that? Yep. As that goes for Ben Clark. The iPad's causing so much issues up here. It's not funny, so don't stress. So, there's Lee. There's a contact there on Travis Wood.
Yeah, Wood was a little unlucky. It was just a stumble.
Got the legs caught up in each other.
Yeah.
Good work by Bryce to bring it in. Turns to the goals. And you're right. The Ben Ryan matchup sort of worked out a little bit for that one. There's a break. It was paid to South Australia. Clark worked in with Guerretto. And that guy hits all sides of the ring and bounces out. Nice work there. New South Wales working their way through. Again, they find a way down that wing, that outer wing, so easily. They know where to run. Ben Ryan, no good from behind, I don't think, in that regard. Margins back out to 6. Vanderveld, next it. Goal third contact there. Focadillo will reset it. Lee works with Miller. Now he gets it back and gets it to go to. It's interesting the difference in the shooting circles, like you were saying before. The holder, but there's the whippy, the nice little whippet going around. But the difference, I think, is, well, Eugene Lee's able to actually have the shot. He puts the shot up, whereas Davis is probably still trying to work it out and not as confident in the shot as what
he's looking to pass first.
Yep.
Which Eugene will do if it's on, but as I say, that he can take that shot.
South Australia working their way into the circle. Davis go past. He did in the end. Clark will get that one to drop. So sometimes you need those. Sometimes you need to take the pressure off your goal shooter at times in the goal attacker's opportunity.
Well, particularly the defenders will have worked out that he's reluctant, so they'll be covering the pass.
Yep.
So he needs to take a couple just to make them
at least think about it.
Keep them honest, yeah.
As you said, Dylan Exeter definitely, one of the world's best in goal defence.
Yeah. So he's not going to make it easy for him, but he definitely needs to get active in there so that they can't double up on the shooter.
Yep. Bryce steps in, finishes that. It's going to be a South Australia ball. Davis. Clark out of the circle. Davis goes back to get it. And it's going to be a pass that went into Nexup's hands. Hey.
That's better.
Yeah. I'm going to turn and have the shot. And he can get it.
That's what the coach wanted to see. Confidence with the shot, speed on the drive, and stop just being one-dimensional to the shooter.
Spockdilla in middle of the court. We're going to see the obstruction. Pop over the top there to Bryce. Ben Ryan can't do anything about it. Bryce finishes that one off. It's quite interesting, isn't it? Bryce can, if he gets forward, he can set himself so he can get his split going.
He knows how to hold his space, and as you said, if he drop off him, he'll just lunge forward.
Yeah. As New South Wales again will start their work at their defensive third. Lee finds Miller. Good hands. New South Wales ball from the end line. This Wood goes offside. Travis Wood, that is. Again, like we said, Bryce gets that front hold. Yeah. We'll take that every day of the week.
When the goal attack drops in like that on the double team, the back man should change, not the front. Because as soon as he came off the Eugene Lee, they could bang it straight into the Bryce here. Back man has to move, not front.
Yep. Contact call. Eugene pushing off on Bryce. That's a clever play. Keep the separation between the two. Hold it. Push your own man because you can't get the contact against you for that. Well, I don't think I've seen it before, so we'll go with that. So as we've been talking, margins ballooned out to 9. New South Wales just being clean on it all. As this ball has worked its way through. Next it went out hunting, got the opportunity. I think everyone was a little bit stunned in that respect. Lee now with an opportunity.
Well, I stopped because it must have been a whistle on this court.
Yep.
So when Dylan threw that, I thought, no, she's called something up.
I thought I was in exactly the same sort of situation. I thought the same thing there. So we're going to see a change for South Australia in centre. So I reckon might be. I'm just going to try and. Barnden comes back in to centre. So they're back to their starting 7, South Australia. Replacing Giaretto, who was doing some good. I reckon he was doing some good things there for South Australia.
I'd suggest it's lesser comment on his play and that they're trying to keep fresh legs against Forcadillo.
There's Bryce.
Again, you're talking about the Australian centre.
Yep.
So they're just trying to keep fresh legs on and keep up with him.
So it looks like, just looking over at the South Australian bench, there might be a couple of changes in regards to it as well. Forcadillo was able to work this out. Lee gets this in. So South Australia making a change at goal shooter as well. We're going to advance this one by the look of it. Fowler is into the game for Clark. Although I get the feeling Clark won't be sitting for long.
A lot will be to do with it, how this guy goes against Nikolic.
Yep. As this one hits the post and bounces back. So, yeah, as we said, South Australia starting to ring the changes. Work through. Great work by Bryce. And Davis comes off. Clark goes out to goal attack. In that one. So see how this transition goes for the Dragons. A bit more of a taller goal circle for them.
Yeah, well, 14 goals down from where they were. They need to roll the dice, I think.
Giaretto's into wing attack as well. And I think there's been a change of goal defence as well. As Fowler finishes that one off. Hascard into goal defence. Corey Hascard replacing Ben Ryan. There you go. Hopefully we've got all the changes going.
Yep.
Short there from Bryce. He's able to get the rebound and go again. So we did have the starting 7 back on court there for South Australia, but they've turned it over. Nikolic with a nice intercept. We start seeing the bench for New South Wales come on now too, do you reckon? Or would you keep it going the same way? That is a good front hold there from Nate Wood.
I know this coach likes to run with a successful outfit and give her combinations time to really set, but I would suggest it would be time. If not, it was only 2 minutes ago, probably the last quarter, because she's got some fresh defenders that's come on. Maybe rest centre. That's probably what I'd be thinking.
Resting centre?
Defence and some fresh defence and freshen up the centre a bit.
Well,
no, she's done it now.
Yeah, she has done. Focadillo comes off. Just trying to pick up who is the centre.
Oh, it's I think his surname.
Is it Mobilia? Zach Mobilia?
Yeah. Yeah, Zach Mobilia, yeah.
Yep. Played a good game yesterday against the ACT as well, as Eugene finishes that one off nicely.
He's a very smooth character. He's new to our program.
Yep.
Came up from Victoria. Very good player.
Very handy acquisition then.
Absolutely. It almost feels greedy given how good a centre court we already had, and then we pick up this kid that's dynamite.
But to get him in, it's been pretty handy as well. As Clark gets that one at goal attack.
Nice feed.
Bryce has just been massive in there.
Yeah.
Just figuring out how to work this out. Margin creeping out ever so slowly. 45-28 the score. Somehow this has made its way through to Clark, and Clark should finish under the posts. So New South Wales with the opportunity for another chance here. Mobilia on to Miller. Eugene Lee with a hold over the top there, but Bryce will take the opportunity and finish the quarter with that one. 46-29 with 15 to play in an absolute dominant third quarter for the New South Wales side.
Yeah.
21 goals.
Phil for Nate Wood, he's really working hard down there, and you can see he's got some hops when he gets up.
Yep.
But Bryce is taller, knows how to hold his space, and quality feeds. We'll see how that you shoot asleep.
The Get Active Victoria app is an easy way to step into everyday activity with videos on yoga, dance, low impact and more. Set your own goals and track your progress. Download app today.
Sally is your local netball administrator. She receives daily messages from her umpires on her phone and Facebook. Mary just messaged, and Craig, Sam and Jane. Struggling with managing umpire rosters like Sally? The Time Umpire software allows you to .com.au.
Hi, I'm Paul, General Manager at Strapdoor. Here at Strapdoor, we're committed to providing high-quality sports tapes that keep up with the demands of athletes around Australia without breaking the bank. Every roll of tape we produce meets stringent quality standards, ensuring all athletes can perform at their best with reliable support and peak flexibility. And because we believe in the value of our products, we're offering an exclusive 30% discount offer for sporting clubs. It's the perfect time to experience the difference Strapdoor can make. Follow us on our socials for the latest offers and updates. We're here to support all athletes and clubs' journeys. Join our community and elevate your game.
Fourth quarter action coming to you from Court 1 here at the State Netball Hockey Centre in Parkville in Victoria. It is Michael Van Dorsa and Dave Huey on the call for the AMNA Championships. There's this game between South Australia and New South Wales. Looks headed to New South Wales. Dave would be very happy with that as a New South Wales committee member and selector. It's been a very dominant performance, especially in that second half of that third quarter where New South Wales won it 21-10.
Yeah, it was, as I mentioned at the start, it was an uncharacteristic start with two drop ball and nervous areas, but New South Wales really seems to have found their rhythm now. It'll just be interesting to see whether South Australia can respond, particularly against that centre court, to get through unscathed, because they're getting stopped there a lot. But I'm also interested to see how the two tall shooters work for them as a different strategy.
We see a change at wing defence as Foster is into the game, and we won't be able to miss him. Here's Sam Foster, as he's got the lovely dreadlocks and the mo to go with it. As that's going to be a New South Wales turnover. New South Wales staying the same 7, although a change. Is it Germack in at goal attack?
Nathan Germack, yeah, goal attack.
So a bit of a change there. Eugene Lee's done a power of work as they look to swap things around. Eugene obviously getting a bit of a rub down actually, as we see over on the bench, just getting the legs looked at.
Makes it tough for teams too, because Eugene goes off and Germack plays a very similar role.
Yep,
he's very quick, got a nice high shot, so there's no rest.
Going to say no rest for the wicked.
Yeah.
In a way, done a great job out there today, Eugene. Vanderveld just like a hot knife through butter in that roll. Miller, as we said, that's just the Eugene Lee roll that was just sort of left it very short though. South Australia trying to work this out through Hasgard. Now we saw South Australia go down the tunnel at three-quarter time. Dave, you've coached a lot of netball. What do you reckon was going on there?
I can only think that the law was being laid down, because I've never seen that before, to spend the quarter break off in the corner.
And it literally came out pretty much 5 seconds before we started.
Yep. So I can only imagine that a certain message needed to be delivered and was delivered in private.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that door if that had worked out at all. So
the only reason I haven't seen it because I was never that shy. I delivered my sprays in public.
I'm not saying that we're old, but probably can't do that these days, can we?
No, that's right.
Unfortunately. There's New South Wales working the way through. We're going to reset things for the ball that was coming across from the Vic ACT game that sees Vic lead 69-22.
A nice ball.
Bryce will finish this one under the post.
Yeah, I did some team building stuff for the under-20s last year.
Yep.
When the coach introduced me, she told them that I'd played open for New South Wales in 1993. And all the 18-year-olds' eyes just glazed over.
Ah, dear. Yes, these young bucks these days.
Well, I was as old as their grandfathers, so.
As Clark finishes that one. They've been a fair amount of fair changes in netball since you started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
What have you enjoyed most about watching the transition in netball over the time?
Back in the day, it was very aerial, and everyone would always describe the difference between the two games as the guys are looping and bounding and how athletic they are.
Yep.
Now they're still athletic, but they've worked out that the flat ball, the good cut, is better than just floating it down the court and depending on your athleticism.
Yep.
So yes, the quality of the skills gets better all the time, and some of these kids are just genuine athletes.
Who's the best you've seen? Who's the best player? I know these are questions without notice, but who's the best player you've seen?
Oh, gee, in all that time,
which isn't. Well, I suppose what is it? 32 years.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm not trying to make you sound older than what you are. Is it Blundell's come in at goal defence for New South Wales?
Yeah, it's there's a couple of old timers that would still dominate now.
Yep.
But I got to say, as an old centre wing attack, I love watching players like Liam go around.
Yep.
He's a special sort of talent. But, as much as I hate to talk up a Victorian, there are guys like Chris Carroll, probably the best goal attack I've ever seen.
Yep.
As much as I really hated him when I played against him. But there's been some great players through the years.
As Fowler goes down, tried to take a step in and try and have a shot. Nikolic got caught up. So 34-52 the score. So we're going to see penalty to Germack. You get that one to go. And we're starting to see the changes being rung on both sides. And as we said, Blundell is on a goal defence for New South Wales. Might see a couple of other changes coming as well as all the New South Wales players are sitting in the tunnel warming up. As Foster flings this one through, Fowler does the finishing work via Giaretto.
There is a fresh face to the team, a young keeper. I'm hoping they'll give him a run at this point.
Yep.
Jason Wilmot. Looks like he's bibbing up.
Yeah. Played a good game yesterday against the ACT.
Yeah, he's the newest member of the squad. And,
right.
He's a young man, I think, he's got a lot of upside. He's going to be around for a while.
And he plays does he just play goal keep or can he come out to goal defence?
He's working on his goal defence game.
Yep.
And you can get some shooter out of him too. Gives you a little bit of both ends. But he's predominantly a defender.
As a selector, how important is it that players these days play three or four, well, probably three different positions?
The only exceptions would be when you've got a big dominant keeper that's not real mobile, but you're happy because he's
Yep.
6'10", or a big shooter like Steve Bryce, where you don't need goal attack from him.
Yep.
But generally, you want centre wing defence, you want centre wing attack, or wing attack, goal defence, wing defence. Good if your keepers can play out like Jason can. So yeah, absolutely. For a coach that's trying to balance the team through a week of competition,
Yep.
You need a bit of versatility.
We've seen a number of changes. Vandervelt's actually off as well.
Liam's back on at centre.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zach's gone back to, Mamilia's gone back to wing defence.
Wing defence, yep. Straheki's back on as well. In goal shooter. Giaretto here. Welmer tried his best but couldn't get there. Good finish there by Fowler.
It's a little hard to tell because we're up so high, but that Fowler looks like he's a big man.
It does look very big.
He's half a head taller than Jason, and I know Jason a lot taller than me.
Well, the flying mullet came through. Foster, the flying mullet, I was going to try and say, didn't quite come out properly. So Miller and Focadilla, as well as Strahecki, are probably the three that New South Wales started with that are playing their current positions. Miller, the only one not having a rest at all, and still pushing the envelope is Joe Miller. Ben Ryan is back in the goalkeeper for South Australia as well. So the changes are huge, quite noticeable. Must admit, the rolling subs I think is a great idea because you end up playing. It feels like you end up playing a lot more game time than you actually do, or than you would previously as well. As Welmer gets the offensive contact there on Fowler. Oh, crunching work there by Ryan on Germack, but Germack's good enough to finish. We're up by 20 here.
And as I say, this is the time for the Dragons to bring the changes. So, you use it as a chance to work out your combinations that you might not get a look at all the time, and you get a chance to look at them against a good side. So, shooting the changes and see what combinations work and take note from that.
I feel like Davis has come out at wing attack too for South Australia, which he has. So Giaretto has a spell. And we've got one of the Woods in centre as well, by the look of it as well, for South Australia. Might just see if we can double check that.
Travis has gone into, yeah.
So just trying to catch up on all the big changes across the board. Even though games are like blown out and like 20 goals here, or 21 goals at the moment, how important is it for these bench players to get the opportunity to partake in this sort of quality game?
Well, I said, you want to see how individuals go against quality opposition. We've got a centre that may not always get a lot of bench time. Let's see how he goes against Focadilla, because that'll tell you a lot about what he's got. But it's also about combinations. You might say, well, I don't usually try this combination of Fowler and Clark, is it?
Clark, yep.
Let's see how that goes, rather than using the Davis at the quicker goal attack. So, as a coach, you're always in experiment mode, trying to work out what can we do better, and okay, well, this game's gone now, but it can still give you some value by working some of that out.
Yep. So it's 12 goals the margin. Strahecki gets it to go. So 13, 61, 38. They broke the magical 60 mark. We didn't think it was going to happen at half time.
You wouldn't have thought so after a quarter or two quarters.
But it's ended up quite a bit of a blowout in the end. That is a fair pass from Focadilla. Towards Focadilla, but it was Mobilia that worked that one out. I was trying to say. So Davis for South Australia. Great feed.
Oh, good feed.
Roma got up high, couldn't do anything about it though. ...101 goals in the match thus far. South Australia, 40 of them. And just not continuing with the run through there was Foster. Oh, Germack tried the alley-oop, but didn't quite go. But he might get ending back here. Focadilla just calms it down. Great work from Miller. Germack probably fairly gets the opportunity to finish this off, doesn't he? Keeping that ball in play, no inch given.
Yeah, kept working it.
Just put a little bit too much air on that one for Ben Ryan to get involved. Clark. Oh, Blundell, almost. Again, New South Wales is playing to the whistle. I think in a lot of ways too. South Australia expecting something to come through.
Yeah, you just got to keep alive and keep playing until someone tells you to walk back.
Makes hard for the 60 minutes, but it's the best way forward. Davis finds Foster. Foster's pass is intercepted by Blundell. Just see the space open up. That bounce pass was celebrated by the bench.
They're in their rhythm now.
Just hear the woohoo come through. Fowler gets the opportunity again. Oh, gee, I thought Wahoma got that one there for a second. Miller played the whole 60 minutes in wing attack and hasn't stopped going, as that was well defended in the end. Flying in was Hasgard. We're down the last 10. Germack can't get it to go, but he's going to get the ball to come back. No, Stremekis was able to get it. And that is full time. 64-41, New South Wales win. That ended up being quite a second half.
A little surprising. That first half was more what I expected to see as a contest, but once they got their tails up, New South Wales, and got their rhythm, they used their spaces better and really got a roll on. But so South Australia needs to go away and find some answers
and do it quickly, because they've got a game later this afternoon as well.
Yep.
So they're going to have to see what they can do and regroup.
Yeah, it's a pretty short turnaround for both teams. They both play at 7:20.
They do. They play Western Australia out on court 6. And, at 7:20. So New South Wales will play Victoria out here on court 1 later this afternoon.
So it's all about recovery now, how you get some juice back into the legs in just a couple of hours before you're out back stretching and warming up again.
Yeah.
But that's tournament play. That's what it's all about.
For sure. Dave Huey, huge thank you for joining us this afternoon. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
As we will take leave from court 1, it was New South Wales winning by 60-41. Thanks for joining us.